Hi, I'm Owen Coyle, head coach of Jamshedpur FC. Great. I mean, listen, obviously it's new circumstances for everyone, and everyone's health is the most important. So as much as we might get a little bit frustrated with the quarantine, we understand it's there for a reason. That's to protect yourself, protect everybody at the club. And but yeah, it's great to be out on the training ground with the players, because that's what we want to do. There's nothing better than being on the training field with the players. Good set of players, both domestic and the foreign signings, and yeah, really enjoyable. Well, I think a lot of it was obviously, as we do, football people, they watch football matches, catching up, reliving a lot of the games from last year's ISL, watching different teams, different players, watched a few movies, obviously speaking to the family on FaceTime, which has been a brilliant invention, I have to say, because although you're far away, you're still very close to seeing them every day and chatting away, so that was good. So yeah, the time was well spent, and hopefully it brings benefits now that we're free from quarantine at the moment, but obviously in the bubble. But get on the training grounds, we said that was what I was looking forward to with the players. So yeah, but there we go. Look at the quality we've added. Jackie Chan for me, one if not certainly the best winger in the league, and there's some terrific players in the league. So I mean, Jackie was very sought after, so that was a fantastic sign. We've signed some young ones, as you know, with Ricky and Rupinder and William and young ones like that. So we've been very, as you see, active in the market, and obviously the foreign signings. With bringing the foreign signings into the club as well. Stephen and Peter Hartley, Peter will be the skipper, and he's been a captain everywhere he's been. So and with young Stephen, who narrowly missed out on the Nigeria last World Cup squad, as you know. So he's got a lot of room for continued improvement. So I'm certainly looking and excited to see them at the back, equally helping with the young players that we already have, Narendra, Joyner, boys like this. Dinliana, obviously we brought in as well, who I know very well from last year. He excelled for me at Chennai, so he's a valuable addition, on the domestic side. We already obviously had Aitor, Monroy and David Grande up top, so two very, very good players. But within that, we were also able to add Alex Lima, a player that's worked with me before, and an American, just an exciting player, a team player. He's in quarantine at the moment, but excited when he comes out to get him on the training ground. Obviously Nick Fitzgerald, who was signed from the A-League as well. A very talented player, can play in a wide position, can play as a number 10 or as an attacking midfielder. So that gives a lot of flexibility, and he's undoubted quality, and he's hungry to come on board. We were looking to build at Jamshedpur, the Golden Boot winner from last year, Valskis, who is outstanding, not only as a striker but as a team player. Very unselfish as well as a striker. None of his goals were penalties. And his rivals, very, very good players. Koro from last year, Ogbechi, Krishna, wonderful players. But none of Valskis' goals were penalties, so that tells you how good a striker he is. So I think that's a terrific signing. But the important thing is, it's not about the individuals, it's putting them all together and making sure that we have a strong team, because that'll be our strength, what we are as a group. There will be challenging moments because we are in a bubble, the players are restricted in their movement and everything else. But they understand the mentality we have, the drive we have, that we want to win, we want to challenge. Jamshedpur have not achieved the position of being in the playoffs yet. Well, we want to change that. Now, to do that, we're going to have to work very hard every day. There's so much quality in the league. A lot of teams have invested heavily in financing the new signings, and it's a great addition for the league. But we concentrate on what we can do at Jamshedpur. We're excited to put a team in the field that can be representative of our fans. I mean, I wish they were there, because my experience from coming to Jamshedpur last year, they packed the stadium. They did that on a weekly basis for those home games. So that's a little bit that I'm disappointed with, because I'd love to play in front of our fans, but that'll come. When everything clears up, we'll be there for them. But we have to show in this ISL campaign that we're there for them now. We want to put a team in the field, a team that can win, but a team that can entertain, a team that can score goals, be exciting, and hopefully put a smile on our fans' faces. Obviously, I've preferred more time, because ordinarily I would look at a 6-week programme. But given obviously because of the visas and different things and the conditions and quarantine and such forth, which is very understandable because of what's going on, then we're probably limited to about 4 weeks. So equally we have to be wary that we don't be doing too much too soon, in terms of which would bring injury to players. So initially, obviously, we had to assess what levels of fitness we've been at, because we've been idle for a long time since last season finished. So we have to make sure. And then with lockdown, players are restricted to what they're able to do. So the first part was attaining the fitness levels, and then making the programme from there in terms of building the fitness, moving in with the ball. We're working with the ball every day anyway, as we do. So it's getting that balance between building the fitness levels and then moving on to the football, to the tactical, how we want to play. So yeah, it's all coming together, and we're enjoying it. That's the thing. Everybody's working hard, but they're doing it with a big smile on their face, and that's great. We're very much Jamshedpur FC, as you know, we're very much a big family, and that's really important. We should work hard for each other and help each other, and that's what we're looking to do. Well, first I've got to say that obviously the people in the village of SANGOLDA PANCHAYAT, they've welcomed us in respect of giving us their training ground. We want to thank them for that first and foremost. It's so kind, and within that, obviously, we have our grounds people working on that, and from where it is, what we've done, how hard they've worked, then we now have a very good surface. So it's now about maintaining that and getting it up to the requirements and the level that, if you think about Jamshedpur FC, the stadium pitch and the training pitch, it's of such a high standard. But we have done very well to have a very good training pitch now in a nice area, and yeah, we're enjoying it. The players enjoying it. It's a nice part of Goa, and obviously we have to follow all the restrictions in terms of the no interaction and everything else. But you still see a lot of the villagers are watching the training from a far distance. Hopefully we've brought a little bit to that village, because they've certainly given us. And of course, yeah, it's going to be a very good training facility for us, and we thank everyone that's played their part in getting it up to speed and up to scratch and looking really good. Well, I think the first game of the season is so exciting for everyone. And anybody that enters into ourselves and our opponents, everybody wants to win that game for a number of reasons. The feel-good factor, to get off to a winning start, the psychology, everything that goes with it, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure that happens. So that'll be exciting when it comes out. When all said and done, the most important thing of the season is that after the 20 games that we'll play, that we look to occupy those playoff positions with a chance to be champions. But of course, going into the first game, you want to win and start. Now, everybody in the league, I think, will probably have some limitations in respect of one or two of the foreigners, particularly, and ourselves. I think we might be most affected because obviously the visas of taking the time, shall I say. For example, Stephen Easy, but then he has to undergo 14 days quarantine. So we won't have a lot of time to get him ready for the first match, but we'll do everything in our power. I've got no doubt the longer we train and work together, then the better and stronger we will become. But regarding the first game, of course, we want to do everything in our power to win that game and get off to a winning start. But yeah, so we're looking forward to it, we're excited. And again, I think it's going to be a wonderful season. I wish the fans were there, I really do. But given the current global situation, then of course everybody's health and safety is of paramount importance. Yeah, well, obviously after we build up the fitness levels and the training and start to move the ball and some tactical work, then of course we need practice matches. So we'll do that. We'll look to play 4 or 5, as we call them, pre-season friendlies, to get us in proper shape for the season proper starting. That'll be a little bit because of the circumstances again. That, for example, if we're scheduled to play a game, our first pre-season friendly in a week's time or so, then I'll probably only have 2 of the foreign players available because some are in quarantine. Because as we go, we'll get to a stage when everybody's involved and we can get the games, because the training is fantastic, it gets you in good shape, but nothing beats the match practice of understanding the angles and the runs and everything else it takes to be a successful team. So those will play an important part in the pre-season. As I say, we'll look to play 4 or 5 of those matches and get us in good health, good position for the start of the season. Yeah, I think there's no doubt that the climate will play a part. It's very hot conditions, and in terms, that's why we're stressed about the pre-season, that players need to be in maximum condition, both physically and mentally, because it will be a challenging season, no doubt about it. I mean, it's hot, it's humid, and when we train in it, you can tell how hard the players are working to obviously acclimatise to the constant heat. That being said, it's going to be the same for everybody, so we have to make sure that we get ourselves in a situation that we feel really good, we feel really strong, and we're able to go and show our quality on the field. So of course the climate will play a part, but as I say, it's the same for everyone. So let's bring it on and let's do our very best to win. Yeah, well, from what I've seen already, they're obviously worked very hard, and I've stressed to them that, you know, to make the jump from the level they're at to the first team level of ISL, then of course that takes hard work on the training ground. It takes a discipline, a focus, a real desire, because your quality, your ability, talent only takes you so far. There's so many more attributes and factors you need to be a top player in the ISL. So they're working hard on the training ground. It's great. They certainly have ability. You know, there's a few of them taking my eye already with their ability. They have to make sure that they bring all that. So this pre-season gives them an opportunity to show that they want to be part of the group, and we'll give them that chance, which is great because, you know, I've always been known for playing young players, you know, that they have good enough in their ability, and if they're good enough, I will no fear of playing them in the team. But they have to show me that they're ready for that challenge. But again, it follows on from the, you know, what we have been known as a club with the academy and everything else. We want to rear and develop our own young players. So we have an outstanding name for that, and we want to continue that. But we want to grow it. We want to make it even so much better. The pandemic, I've not been able to get in to look at the academy in depth and study that, because there's things obviously I would want to help and make better, so that we as a club benefit from that. So that's another exciting part. But for the young players that are here, yeah, they've certainly got ability. They look hungry to do well, and they'll get an opportunity, and it'll be up to them to show that they want to be part of the group.